being here. Thank you for being part of our Elvis family. Thank you so much for, just being in Tupelo and protecting, preserving, and prolonging the life, legacy, and music of Elvis Presley. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll let you get back to the good part of the show.
Mayor Jason Shelton, the friend of Elvis fans everywhere. All right, next up, there's a really cool thing that happens in downtown Tupelo. The mayor was just talking about going downtown, and Saturday afternoons in Tupelo during Elvis Festival is very, very special. And something that the Tupelo Elvis Fan Club does is a living history. And there are characters from Elvis's life there on the street you can talk to, and you can find out about Elvis when he was here in Tupelo as a young person. And we have actually one of Elvis's teachers who's going to be a part of that living history. And she taught Elvis at Milam, just right down the street, right there on Jefferson and Gloucester, a school that I myself went to. None of my teachers have ever talked about me being there, but that's okay. But Mrs. Camp is here. She taught Elvis back in the 1940s, I guess, and that would make Mrs. Camp, I think she'd be okay with me saying it, somewhere in the 120 to 130-year-old range. So we'd like to welcome Elvis's teacher from Milam, Mrs. Camp, part of the living history. Please come out, Mrs. Camp. Hello. Oh, the mayor took your microphone. Yes, let me, oh, there's, to the rescue.
Bobby to the rescue.
Bobby to the rescue. Now, Mrs. Camp, you were Elvis's teacher at Milam. What grade was he in?
At my 6th grade.
6th grade,
Sixth grade. At the little talent show that we would do on Fridays.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And he, I just asked in class if anybody had any talent, and he raised his hand and said he could sing and play the guitar.
And he did that for
the next day, I said, "Will you just bring it? Come on and sing." And the next day he did.
That was that guitar that he must have bought there at Tupelo Hardware.
It must have been.
That talent show would have been different if he had gotten that gun. That really would have been. Yeah.
We wouldn't have had much talent then.
No, that would have not been good. That's dare I say, that's frowned upon.
Oh, yes.
Yes, it is. It is.
Yes, it is.
Well, tell us about this incredible event happening Saturday afternoon. You're going to be joined by some people from Elvis's life.
Let me get my little cheat sheet. Teacher, I said cheat sheet.
It's Mrs. Camp. She taught Elvis. Okay, this is okay. I used to have cheat sheets like that at Milam too. Yeah. Go
Yes,
ahead.
I've heard. I think did you have any of those at the high school too? There was a teacher there, Miss Gibbs.
There was a teacher at the high school, Debbie Gibbs. She let me coast through because we lived next door to each other.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
You remind me a lot of Miss Gibbs. Yeah, you really do. Yeah.
Well, at Tupelo Hardware, now this is Saturday afternoon from 1 to 3.
Okay.
At Tupelo Hardware, they're going to reenact Elvis buying his first guitar.
Oh, yes.
And we have a little boy coming from Memphis that he and his mother play Elvis, and she plays bass.
That's old.
And they're great. And this year, there's a special treat in that Elvis's classmate, Jackie Prather, is going to play Mr. Bobo.
Okay, Mr. Bobo was the gentleman who was working. Yes.
That was working that day.
Yeah.
Now, outside, Reed's is going to have music piping, Elvis music piping and playing outside. And Miss Grimes, who was his 5th grade teacher, is also going to join me outside. And we can tell you lots of stories about Elvis and our experiences with him in class.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then John Heath, a longtime Elvis memorabilia person, is going to be at the Gumtree.
Yes,
Country Art Museum, and he's got some of his memorabilia, and he's going to talk about all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then Arnie Anderson, do you remember Arnie Anderson?
No, ma'am, I'm sorry, I don't remember
Well,
Arnie Anderson.
Arnie has done a coloring book of scenes from Elvis's childhood, and he has colored some of them. He's going to have those for sale. They're going to be at the museum too.
Okay.
But he's going to have copies there for children to come in, and they can color, and there's a little contest, and they're going to pick a winner.
Oh.
And that's going to be at the Gumtree Art Museum also.
And that's all Saturday afternoon?
That's all Saturday from 1 to 3, rain or shine.
Now, I've got a little surprise for you. I did a little digging through the archives at Milam, and I found a class picture of you with your class with young Elvis Presley. Let's take a look at that photo if we can. There they are.
Look at that.
Now there's you in the back right. Is that you on the back right?
On the back right, so you can know the glasses.
Yes,
The glasses,
I can.
Yeah.
And you see all the children there with their little finery on, and there in that row just in front of you on the right-hand side, the only one in overalls. I noticed that, Miss Camp, that Elvis is wearing overalls.
He's wearing his overalls, and he's got kind of a do that looks like one of those modern day things, doesn't it? You know, where they cut it on one side and let it hang long on the other.
Yeah.
Okay.
We call that an accident back in my day.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. So what kind of person was he? Was he memorable as a student?
Just the nicest young man you would ever want to see. Mannerly, polite. Like, you know, that day he didn't want to just jump up and say he had talent. He just kind of raised his hand and said that he could sing and play.
Yeah.
So,
Did you see the talent? Did you know that there was something special about him?
Oh, yes. I took him down to another teacher's classroom that very day.
Really?
And I said, "Oh, Miss Virginia, I hate to interrupt your arithmetic lesson, but you have got to listen to this young man."
My goodness.
And she said, "Oh, he is so talented."
And you weren't even supposed to be wandering around the school like that, were you?
We had to sneak. We weren't supposed to be out of our classrooms back in those days.
And you took him around.
I took him around and let other people hear him.
You know, it was that photo right there that reminded me of the story of talking to a lot of Elvis's friends, that when Elvis became, a big superstar, he never wore anything denim or jeans because he had to wear overalls every day. And he was very poor, and you can see there's no one else in that class. Well, it's just great that you're going to be here in downtown Tupelo. We're so glad to have you here to share your stories. And if you do see Miss Debbie Gibbs, so you remind me so much of her. She was an actress, and she's been in plays and things like that. And I just want you to say hello to Debbie Gibbs, if you would do that.
I will do so when I see her.
Mrs. Camp, it's just so great to have. Let's hear it for
Thank you,
Mrs. Camp.
I'll see you Saturday.
Now don't lose your cheat sheet. Your facts. Yeah, okay. Okay, there you go. That's Miss Camp. She just looks so much like Debbie Gibbs. It's just amazing to me. Debbie Gibbs was my theater teacher, and I never thought one day I would be sharing a scene with her. Yet here it happened. All right, today, just down behind the stage here in a room, they had a competition happening. But it really was more than a competition. It was a chance for young people to share and show their love of Elvis Presley. And I went there and I saw some of the competition, and I'm stunned I wasn't asked to be the host of this. There was a gentleman there introducing the talent and telling about them, and well, I thought, well, he's doing a pretty good job, and then I recognized him, and I noticed it was Cody Dana. So I wanted to ask Cody to come on stage and tell us all about that Elvis Youth Tribute Artist Contest that was held today, because he was kind of doing my job, so he might as well take over now and tell us about the youth. So, Cody, where are you? Tell us about the youth that are... No respect of the youth from today.
Sensei, but you told me I could do it.
This jacket, obviously from the Wink Martindale collection at Lansky Brothers. It's great to have you here. You did a great job. I saw you. So what do you think about being a host and introducing people?
I was scared to death.
Yeah?
Yes.
You did a great job.
I hope I did, but good Lord. I have a newfound appreciation for Tom Brown. I already had an appreciation because he is an encyclopedia of Elvis knowledge, and he does a phenomenal job at hosting all of these different festivals. Does he not? And it was just, I love being on the other side of it.
Yeah.
I really do. I love having the envelope. Craig, do you have the envelope, sir? Yes, you do? Okay.
Really, all you have to do is read the names.
Yeah.
But tell us about these young people that were back there. What were their ages, and what was their experience level?
I mean, it was amazing.
And
it started at 9 a.m. this morning.
Wow.
And I didn't know there was a 9 a.m.
Yeah. There's another one that comes around. And
Taylor actually asked me, Debbie said, you're going to be there at 9 a.m.? And he's like, a.m.? Really? But it was so cool being able to see how young they are and how deep Elvis's roots go to them. I mean, there was this little boy, Michael, and I'll tell you what, he reminds me of me when I was a little boy. I'm still little, but you know, little than I am now. And we were teaching the windmill, and he looked at Dean, he's like, I can't do it. And I'm like, oh my God, you're melting my heart. You can do anything you want to do. And then Dean just said, think of you like a cowboy, and you're roping cattle. And he's like, woo, I'm a cowboy! But their experience, the vast knowledge that they already know about Elvis, and it's just fine-tuning these little things and giving them pointers, and the pointers that me, Dean, and Taylor didn't get when we were coming up, that we had to figure out on our own. That's a huge, huge thing that we can give back to these kids and young men.
There was a generation of Elvis tribute artists back in the day that didn't get that kind of guidance and that didn't have the films to study. They didn't have photos. Really, all they had were Aloha from Hawaii and Madison Square Garden on vinyl, and they would just listen to that. I mean, we have a photo of a young man back in the day in a jumpsuit with a scarf and a belt, and that was me in 1975. And so I've been doing this quite a while. And Code, you know, if these contests had existed at the time, I would be the world's oldest living ultimate Elvis tribute artist. I've now actually factored in, I've actually begun competing in the Vernon Presley contest. I got too tall for the Charlie Hodge, so I had to gradually...
You're still my Charlie.
Well, I appreciate that.
You're still my Charlie.
Well, we've got a couple of young people that are here, and you know, Bill said something this afternoon I wanted to repeat. And even though these guys were back there competing and they had to have a winner, it was all about the camaraderie and learning about Elvis. And one thing that, if you're one of those people that were there today, it's not about winning, because even Elvis himself, over to competition across the street at the Mississippi-Alabama Fair and Dairy Show, he came in 5th place. He came in 5th place.
That's top 5.
That's top 5, but that didn't get him down.
No.
He kept on.
Absolutely.
And became Elvis.
And look at what we have today.
There you go. All right. We got a gentleman right here. The 2019 winner. He is 17 years old. He's an award-winning tribute artist from Clarks Summit, Pennsylvania. He started his singing career at the young age of 13. And he took an interest